fights with passion, and he inspires.
Are you ready for a war?
All right, welcome back to From Hate Arbitration, the Monday edition. I'm having to do an episode today. I just can't wait till next Sunday. So I'm going to do one today. I've been so pissed off the last few days, man, about something somebody sent me. Hell, I can't wait. So I'm going to do an episode today, however long it is. I've got so much I want to talk about. Damn it. And I've thought all day, just remain calm. Just remain calm. I'm so pissed off at everybody that I probably shouldn't even be doing an episode. But damn it, here we are. We're going to do one. So y'all just bear with me. Turn your volume down, okay? Because I'm going to go the fuck off today. And I don't like doing that. But damn it, I mean, there's some shit that I've been seeing that has run all over me, man. And anyway, what'd y'all think about the episode yesterday? I liked that. I thought that was very informative. I thought those two gentlemen, first off, driving here. They flew into Nashville, drove here to my house, driving all over the South, Huntsville, Chattanooga, to spread the word, and kind of gotten that bug like we have. Hey, we can make a difference in our union, and we're going to, and that's kind of where From Hate Arbitration is headed. We kind of veered off the educational path a little bit. Now, still do some good education stuff. Matter of fact, some good stuff's coming up. But speaking on that, next week I'm going to have, or this Sunday, I'm going to have Tyler Vassar. He's coming on. We're going to talk a little bit. Week after that, John Poskin will be on, educating. Week after that, a Monday edition with JB. He's going to come on and educate. I may do one that Sunday. I don't know if something comes up. I may do one that Sunday and then JB come on and do one Monday. And then the next week, I'm going to do a pre-convention episode. All right, so that should be fun. Get on from hatearbitration.com and get your shirts for the convention. They got some pretty cool looking shirts. So y'all make sure y'all get on from hatearbitration.com. Get your convention shirts, right? Now, as far as the convention, a lot of people reached out to me, are they going to do a From Hate Arbitration shirt day? And I had no answer to that. I said, I know that Discord's been talking about it, Reddit's been talking about it. But to me, if I say, hey, we're going to do a shirt day, that sounds kind of conceited. I sound kind of like the president right there. So I'm not going to do that. But Reddit has put on there today that Wednesday, the 7th, they're going to do a From Hate Arbitration shirt day. So if you want to participate in that, I've got mine, and that will be that Wednesday. So that was put out on Reddit. I'm sure Discord's going to get a hold of it because they've been talking about it as well. Speaking of Reddit and Discord, make sure you get on there, okay? If you get on from hatearbitration.com, it will have those links for you to get on Discord and Reddit. As far as Discord, Mike Lyles, the guy who started all that, I don't ever give him enough love for that. And so, Mike Lyles, I love you, brother. I see him every union meeting. And so, I thank him there, but I'm going to thank him on air. Mike Lyles started Discord, and that thing is blazing right now. A lot of great stuff going on Discord, and I say that all the time. A lot of great grievance stuff going on there, a lot of help. And then they have kind of, they say, after hours on Discord. From Hate Arbitration after hours is what they call it. And so it gets kind of loose a little bit. But, hey, those people have a lot of fun, a lot of good educational stuff as well. And then you have Reddit. And that guy that started that, fantastic job. That thing is blazing as well. A lot of great information there. It gets kind of sideways sometimes, and I love that as well. The FromHateArbitration.com website. Miss Mallory Sutton and Jerry McCall have worked on that, and that thing looks top notch. I mean, they've done an incredible job with that. And so I continue to want to thank them for that. A lot of people use that. It's been a lot of help for people across the country. And so thank them. So let's see, is that all? So there's also a raffle going on at National for MDA. And I'm going to read it to you. It's a 50-50 raffle. All proceeds to benefit MDA. The drawing is Friday, August 9th, 2024 at NALC National Convention in Boston. Only 5,000 tickets available. A $12,500 prize if all the tickets are sold. $5 each ticket. It's got Zelle only accepted until July 31st, okay? Now, it's got this little thing you scan. And so Jeremy's going to put this on the from8arbitration.com website. This little scan for you that you scan, and you can pay by Zelle on this scan, all right? So I'm going to read this again. It's a 50-50 raffle. All proceeds to benefit MDA. The drawing is Friday, August 9th, 2024 at NALC National Convention in Boston. Only 5,000 tickets available. $12,500 prize if all the tickets are sold. $5 each ticket. Zelle only accepted until July 31st. And then it's got the scan there for your phone where you scan it and you can pay through Zelle. Jeremy's putting that up on from8arbitration.com. All right. So let's get on there and buy all the tickets, because all of that's going to MDA, just like my shirt sales. All of that money's going to MDA. All right. What'd y'all think about Mike Cariff? The question and answer period for Mike Cariff. I thought he did a great job. Y'all know I'm a fan of Mike Cariff. And so he did a great job. We had Facebook. We did those questions there. Had 111 questions. I think we got through 20. And so he'll be back on after the convention to finish up. Mr. James Henry, the Wolf, will be on after the convention. And so I look forward to talking with him. Of course, he's the one that I'm behind with the CLC ticket. And that's my guy, James Henry. So he'll be on after the convention. Mr. Noble will be back on after the convention, right? I've talked with Mr. Barry Weiner, who did the panel report. He messaged me a lot after I read the panel report and Mr. Jackson's rebuttal. I think he took offense to some things, and he messaged me quite often. So I told him, hey, if you want to talk to me about it, come on the podcast and let's talk about it. So I've asked him to come on. I don't know if he will or not. He said we'll see each other in Boston, so we will. We'll see each other in Boston. But if he wants to come on and talk about it, he's more than welcome to do that. I think that it was extremely biased, the report. And this is one of the things that's been pissing me the fuck off, is that I can fucking read. Okay? I can read a report. I can read Mr. Weir's report. I can read the panel report. I can read the rebuttal of Mr. Jackson. And I can discern things myself. I've done that a long, long time with this union as far as looking at things and making my own judgment on things. Anytime somebody has to come out and defend themselves so many times, to me it's kind of a guilt complex. But maybe not. But I've asked Mr. Weiner to come on. And he can talk about the report, right? And so I'll talk about that in just a second. But I would love for him to come on and talk about their findings. And I'll ask him some questions. I'll talk about the things in just a minute that I have an issue with, and maybe he can talk to us about them, all right? But, yeah, Mr. Cariff, I thought he did a great job. He's very knowledgeable. And some people were like, why would you have him on? He's running against your ticket. Look, this is how I am. If I give you my word I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I don't care about anything else. My word is all I've got. And so if I give you my word that you're going to come on here, that's exactly what's going to happen. The only person I will not allow on here is President Renfroe. And that's because I've found him to be dishonest. So much so that I would never trust him with anything that he said. This contract stuff going on right now is a perfect example. They put out another thing the other day telling about where we are with the contract. It's a copy and paste from about 10 months ago. It's the same shit. And so I just don't trust the guy at all. And so he will never be on here again. But if you want to come on here and talk about your position, anybody can come on here and talk about their position. I had Mr. Vafiedes come on here. He talked about his vote. So, hey, I'm all about transparency. Nobody will ever be able to say that the CLC is not transparent. I had the guy that's running against my ticket on here because this podcast is for the city letter carriers. It's not for me. Hell, I don't make no money on it. If it was about how many listens I get, how many downloads I get, because that's how much money I get, I'd understand that. But I don't receive any money. I turn down people all the time that want to advertise. That's how big we've gotten. But it's not about that. It's about the city letter carrier. I want y'all to be educated, not just in contractual things, but union things as well. There may be things that Mike Cariff had talked about, and you're like, that's my guy. If that's the case, that's the case, right? I have no issues with that. I'm on the ticket of the CLC, Concerned Letter Carriers. James Henry is going to be the next president of the NALC. There's not a doubt in my mind about it. I know the guy. I know him. I think he's going to blow y'all's socks off when he gets on here. That's just how I feel. And so to me, it would be disingenuous if I say you can come on here and talk to the people, and then I say, well, now that you're running, I'm not going to let you do that. What would y'all say about the CLC if that happened? Well, he's part of the CLC, and he's trying to, silence his... I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do it. So, yeah. I have no issues with Mr. Cariff coming on here. He can come on here as many times as he wants to. Because I want y'all to be educated. We didn't have that with this last president, right? Mr. Rolando, put him in there. I had him on here to answer questions. Turned out most of that shit was lies. And that was it. He went against Mr. Noble and won. Now we're going to be able to vet people. We're going to be able to talk about things. We're going to be able to question things and see which position we like the most, right? Because this podcast is for city letter carriers. It will never not be for city letter carriers. So anybody have an issue with Mr. Cariff coming on here? Can't help it. I'm going to keep my word. And that's just the way it is. And that's the bottom line. I want to talk about some stuff today that has come up. People have sent me. And it's pissed me off more than anything that I've dealt with in a long time. Okay. I know that I talk about the stationary events. Y'all have heard me forever talk about that. Y'all know I've talked about the heat training, HIP, and the falsification of that and how my union has let me down. Our union is failing us. It's that simple. Our union is failing us. And in a major way, a catastrophic way, they're failing us. You have a lot of people that disagree with me on that. The HIP training, a lot of people disagreed with me on that. This watching us through the scanners, a lot of people disagree with me on that. Their beliefs are not the same as mine, and that's okay. That's how it goes when you have this many people in the union. That's just how it is. A lot of people disagree with me on the Weir report and the panel report, and that's okay, because I have my opinion, and I'm going to be on here every week telling my opinion. I don't know that anybody else does that, so I will set myself out there like that. Why? First off, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me. I have my opinion. I've been doing this a long fucking time, and so whatever you think, that's your opinion. Whatever you think about me, that's your opinion. You don't pay my bills. And so it's all well and good. I'm telling y'all, man, I've been so fucking mad about this shit that I probably shouldn't even be doing an episode because I know what's fixing to happen. I'm going to try not to curse. And that's not going to work. It's not going to work because I can already tell by how I've even been talking here lately. Anyway, somebody sent me a letter. Is another letter from Renfroe talking about the stationary events. And this is what I want to talk to y'all about. One of the things, I've got several things, but this is one of the things that set me off again about this. And I know y'all are tired of hearing about it, but somebody sent another letter to Renfroe about the stationary events, about them watching us. And he's missing the point. He's either intentionally missing the point or he's just too damn stupid to understand the argument. And that's where I'm leaning. And there's some other people on Facebook that I had discussions with this week. Normally I don't get into discussions because it just leads into a lot of shit. But Somebody sent him a letter, another letter about them watching us with these scanners, right? About the stationary events, about the inactivity reports and stuff like that. This is what it says. Dear brother, this is June 21st. This follows your email received May 30th, 2024 regarding the mobile delivery device MDD GPS data and the Postal Service's use of it in disciplinary actions. Thank you for writing. I'm aware that in some locations, management is using data from MDD as a basis for disciplinary action against city carriers. In the discipline letters, management is alleging city carriers are failing to perform conscientiously and effectively based on reported stationary events or cumulative stationary time recorded by the MDD. Management in these locations are attempting to substitute GPS data for actual street management and observations. Where this has occurred, NALC has been very successful in defending city carriers through the grievance procedure. I want to assure you, NALC has not entered into any memorandum of understanding, MOUs, with the Postal Service affirming the use of this GPS technology as a basis for disciplinary action. Likewise, there have been no grievances elevated to the headquarters level interpretive step disputing the use of this technology for any purpose. If an interpretive issue is presented, we won't hesitate to address it consistent with the provisions of Article 15 of the National Agreement. I recognize that the constant digital observation of hard-working letter carriers may seem like a violation of privacy and make some carriers uncomfortable. NALC will continue to communicate your concerns in our discussions with the Postal Service. Thank you for your service as a letter carrier. Please feel free to contact me anytime. Now, that's from your bitch-ass president. He almost got it right. He almost got it. He says management in these locations are attempting to substitute GPS data for actual street management and observations. Okay? Where this has occurred, NALC has been successful in defending city carriers through the grievance procedure, talking about discipline. Listen to me, please. Listen to me. It's not about discipline. It is not about Brian Renfroe. Listen to me. It's not about discipline. Barner, listen to me. It's not about discipline. Business agents, listen to me. It's not about discipline. It has nothing to do with discipline, okay? So get that out of y'all's fucking stupid-ass minds that it's about discipline. It's not about discipline. It has nothing to do with discipline, okay? I know that we can beat discipline based off of GPS data. Everybody knows that we can beat discipline based off of GPS data. It has nothing to do with discipline, okay? Does everybody understand that? It has nothing to do with discipline. It has everything to do with how our brothers and sisters are being bullied, harassed, intimidated based off of these scanners. It has everything to do with creating a hostile working environment based off of these scanners. It has everything to do with management failing under Section 134 of the M39 to do their jobs in street management. Street management is just that. Managing us on the streets, right? Stationary events, that's not us being stationary in the office. Where's the argument at when we talk about stationary events? Where are we at when we're talking about stationary events? We're not in the office. They're saying that we are stationary where? On the street, which falls under Section 134 of the M39 Handbook, how you will handle those situations. Am I wrong? Somebody please tell me where I am wrong. There is no provision or any handbook or manual that will allow management to do street supervision, street observation in the office. There is, however, a provision of a handbook or manual that tells you how you will do street observation on the street. You got to do it in an open, above-board manner. You have to accompany me on the street, and you cannot spy or use covert techniques. I had a gentleman that put up something the other day on Facebook. And this is what was said, and this is the conversation I got engaged with. This individual, they put up something about management watching us through GPS and talking about stationary events. And this individual said TREAP or TRAP had nothing to do with management looking at breadcrumbs. That has been going on way before TRAP. Then these people start talking, and then he comes back. I will always argue that they have to observe you for it to be true and not worried about that. I just don't see how it is going to be upheld by an arbitrator that watching the GPS breadcrumbs is considered spying and covert. This is where we're missing it. And this is basically, this could be Renfroe writing this. I just don't see. It's like they missed the point. They're missing everything about it. It's not about them watching us. And that's what I came back and said. It's not about watching us. I don't give a fuck what you do. You can look at that scanner, that computer screen all day long. I don't give a damn. It's not about watching us. It's about you engaging us about stationary events, about things that happen on the street. Once you quit watching, and then your actions turn into harassing, bullying, intimidating, questioning, then that it becomes a violation of 134 of the M39 handbook. Our union president is too fucking stupid to get that. These individuals that get on Facebook and talk like that are too fucking stupid to understand, or they just don't want to fight. And that's the problem that we've run into. Let me read y'all some things that people have sent me dealing with this. And this is the reason I've been upset all day. Y'all have to forgive me for my language. This person sent me this, is waiting on his case when he got back. The purpose of this letter is to serve as a notice of documented official discussion regarding street inactivity events. It is not to be considered an investigation and will not lead to any corrective action at this time. Lately, you have been showing street inactivity events frequently. These events have been in the areas of the town hall and have ranged from 11 minutes to 35 minutes daily over the last week. You also trigger at your house. Now, trigger means scanner, right? I understand this is your designated area for lunch. However, you should not be showing inactivity for 30 minutes or greater at this location. Your lunch break starts the moment you leave the line of travel of your route and ends when you return to that spot and should not total more than 30 minutes, including travel time. Thank you for your attention, and please feel free to see me at any time for clarification if needed, or should you have any questions regarding street inactivity. To me, that's a violation of 134 of the M39 handbook. It just is. I can beat that in arbitration. I told you we had, and this started back when Renfroe was still executive vice president. When that fucking bitch wouldn't call me on an arbitration that I had. And that's when I knew that the fix was in. When that punk ass bitch refused to call me. And my cowardly business agent bought into that shit. Remember, I was begging him not to withdraw this grievance. We were going to win this in arbitration, no doubt. And instead of letting me go and lose it, which he thought we would do, but he'd been told what to do by his bitch ass boss, Renfroe. And he caved to that bitch, right? He caved to him on this. All this is leading up to this thing I got from management. So it's pissed me off how cowardly we are. But you're going to see why I've been like this for a long time once I read this thing from management that I received the other day. You're not going to believe it, okay? So it has me riled up. Just because we're so fucking cowardly. My business agent, holy fuck, what happened to you, man? Holy shit. You have bought into this motherfucker Renfroe and has killed your fucking legacy, man. What a fucking bitch you decided to follow in Renfroe. I'm so ashamed of you, man. I'm so ashamed of you for what you've become. Damn it. And I had your fucking back, man. Even after you plotted to kick me out of fucking National last time, I had your fucking back. I'm so ashamed of you, man, and what you've become because of this bitch-ass Renfroe. And a lot of you business agents are the same fucking thing. Just a bunch of fucking ass-kissing bitches. I'm ashamed of most all of y'all. There are some that are fighting. I've talked about them, and I'll talk about another one here in just a second. But damn it, what happened to y'all, man? Holy shit. Y'all. Anyway, so what was I talking about? So anyway, I had this grievance. They're saying, well, we're not going to win it because of Nolan. I knew they're making that shit up. You're making that shit up. But here's the thing. If management is doing it already, why would you not let me go and fail in arbitration? We're not going to lose anything. They're already doing it. I cannot lose. Even if the arbitrator rules against me, they're already doing it. They're already doing it. Who cares? We can win everything, and we would have won that. We will win this if we would take it to arbitration. There's another person sent me this. Talking about stationary events, he said, they're saying it's cumulative now. Cumulative inactivity. 3 minutes here, 5 minutes there, and you become 39 minutes inactive, and they're questioning you about that. So if you take throughout your day, 3 minutes here, or 5 minutes here, 4 minutes right here, 2 minutes right here, cumulative over a day, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. If you're 39 minutes inactive, they're questioning you about that. Does our union not have any issues with that? Does nobody have a problem with that? Now, I do know that the Wolf has said, and as James Henry has said, that one of the first things they're going to do is attack this. Because he understands the floor, the workroom floor. Renfroe doesn't understand the workroom floor because he's not been on it. He spent very little time on the workroom floor. And the business agents like mine who suck this motherfucker's ass don't care about the floor. They care about appeasing Renfroe's bitch ass. And so this kind of shit happens. Cumulative. Now, they're just playing with us now. They're just fucking with us now. It's cumulative now, 39 minutes. We're going to give you official discussions and put this on your case about inactivity. We're going to have millions of dollars of programs about stationary events and activity reports. We're going to have AVPs come out with these things talking about metrics, stationary. Once you saw those things come out about metrics, about stationary events, our office times, you should have, as a union, said, we're going to go after this right here. Because this is going to lead into the harassment and bullying of my people. So we're going to attack this here. But we didn't, because we've got a bitch as a president, a fucking cowardly motherfucker as a president, and the business agents are no better. And I've got my brothers and sisters on the fucking streets now, worried about things, worried about stationary events. If I'm doing my parcels, I need to hurry up and do this now because I'll get questioned. And too many motherfuckers are getting on social media saying, well, if you don't know what to say, a lot of them don't know what to say. A lot of them don't know what to say because they've never been told, they've never been educated. Because we got business agents who won't get out of their fucking office and do anything. So they don't know. So quit saying on social media, well, what you do is, motherfuckers, listen. We're not in the streets telling our people what to do. And that's a problem. Because of shit like this, you got a postal service right now that is fucking running over us. Because we've got a bitch-ass president. They're running over us right now. Because our business agents are punk asses and won't fight these motherfuckers. Long ago I said, you want to fight these motherfuckers? Meet them head on in the fucking streets. That's what you do. If you want to stop this shit, you meet these motherfuckers head the fuck on. And we've got cowards, lambs, possums, fucking disgraces to the NALC. Sombrato's rolling over in his grave, man, because of this bitch we have as a president right now. Do y'all not understand these letters that come out from him? It's just him, I'm a bitch. That's all those letters. He just might as well say, I'm a bitch. Thank you for your service. There was something that Lou Drass put out back when he was director of city delivery, I believe. And it was, he was director of city delivery, new cell phone attachment to scanner. And it reads in part this: we also have received questions about the GPS capabilities of the new cell phones. We raised this issue at our meeting with the Postal Service. USPS says the GPS function is available anytime the phone is on. However, USPS says there are no plans at this time to use this new technology for operational purposes. USPS told us the first phase of the cell phone use is about the business and scanning, not operational uses, such as keeping up with letter carriers. USPS agreed to let us know in advance if and when this changes. Since our meeting, we have received a few reports from the field that are contrary to what USPS told us. If you discover that management in your town is using the GPS function for operational purposes, please let your MBA office know what is happening so they can forward the information to my office. I plan to schedule another meeting with the USPS later this month to get an update on the implementation of this new technology. I'll let you know in an upcoming article what we find out. So, back then they're saying that they're not using it for operational needs, watching letter carriers. We had an issue with it back then, right? If you find this, report that to your MBA. We did that, and my MBA bitched out on it. He sold us out in Branch 4. He sold us the fuck out because of Renfroe, right? Then, years later, we had the same issue, and JB sets him up. He sets up the business agent. I've talked about this before. Because they keep saying, well, if they discipline you based off of, fuck all the harassment and bullying. We don't care how much y'all harassed and bullied. Only the discipline. If they discipline you, then we will attack it in arbitration, them watching you. And so JB gets disciplined from a carrier out at his station and files a grievance. So he informs the business agent. He says, hey, I have them again watching the city letter carriers based on the GPS. They're not out on the street like they're supposed to be. Well, once they're disciplined, then we'll attack it. JB said, good. I got discipline coming to you. So we're going to address it, right? So I'm going to put this case file together. We're going to address the discipline, and we're going to address them watching us with a scanner, this spying and using covert techniques. And that fell through. They did away with the discipline. They didn't do anything else. So your union is telling you they don't care about you being bullying and harassed based off of this GPS data. That's what they're saying. The only thing they care about is discipline. I have a letter from an article from Mr. Drass. And he says, when those things change, when those operational things change, they will let us know. When did anybody let me know that they were now going to start watching us? I know that those memos came out in 1982, 83, and 84, where our dumbass president said that they can use GPS data to do route inspections. They can use those things to question us now, which is unprecedented in our history. They can use those scanners to question us about stationary events. If you did not see that coming, what's happening now? You should resign your position. If you didn't see that you were opening that door when you say that you can question carriers about stationary events, about things that are being done on the street, if you didn't see that, what is happening now? You're a bigger fucking idiot than I think you are. It's catastrophic what you've done. It's catastrophic what you've done and what you've allowed to do to the city letter carrier. Brother Gates, and this is what people don't understand. These dumbasses like my president and this person saying, well, I just don't see what's the big problem with them watching breadcrumbs. They're not just watching breadcrumbs, brother. They're not just doing that. They're assailing us based off of this GPS data. They're assailing us right now as a craft based off of this, right? You have Mr. Gates, which is the perfect example. And I've talked about this forever. And this is what people don't understand that are too fucking stupid like my president about what's going on. When you have someone who never gets in trouble, who only comes to work and minds their business, does their day, and goes home, right? Especially in Mr. Gates' case, this gentleman who's nearing retirement, right? He's worked his whole life at the post office, nearing retirement. And you bring him into the office and you start questioning him about things that you should not be able to question him about. Stationary events. That's the street, right? That's things, that's a different time code, 721. When you question him about things on the street when you did not go and observe, which is a requirement under 134 of the M39 handbook. When you do that, and then you discipline him, we're not concerned about the discipline. I'm not, as a shop steward, I'm not concerned about that discipline. I will beat it, right? I will beat that discipline. It's not about me. It is about Mr. Gates and his mindset. What have you done to him? I don't care, because I know that when I file this grievance and I can tell Mr. Gates, hey, brother, I'm going to beat this discipline. Don't worry about it. I can tell you that, but if you've never been in trouble and you're nearing retirement, what are you thinking? What if he doesn't take care of it? What if I lose my retirement? I've worked here my whole life. What if I lose my retirement? They're now attacking me on things that they shouldn't be able to attack me on. I've gotten disciplined now because of that. It's about the fucking mindset that has been allowed to go on for too long based off of this shit here. Now I've got a brother that is going to skip things, and people can say all they want about, hey, I know how to deal with the heat. I know you're supposed to do that. Good for you. Then I'm not talking to you. Stay out of this conversation. Anybody that comes on and says, well, that's his fault because you got to know. Good for you then. Stay the fuck out of the conversation. I'm talking to those individuals that are terrified about getting disciplined because they've never been disciplined before, that are nearing the end of their career, and they're going to start skipping things, doing things that may be unsafe because of management who has taken this shit that our stupid ass president has put into a memo, and they're abusing us because of it. These things that I just read to y'all have just come in. This shit is still going on because it is a money maker to management. Stationary events, inactivity reports. It's a money maker to management, and they will kill us to make sure that they make these numbers. I will give you Exhibit A, Brother Gates. Do you think they mourned for that guy? Fuck no. They had a dumbass bitch come out on the damn scanner saying, keep it moving, beat the heat. Keep it moving, beat the heat. And I've got a man dead in the yard. Right? One of our brothers in light blue. And what does your president say about it? Hey, y'all looking for your pound of flesh. It's just an inconvenience. Hey, it may be uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable, brother. It's fucking deadly. What you've done, signing shit into existence that they can watch us and not come out and say, hey, if they're doing anything outside of these memos, grieve it. If they are watching you and questioning you about GPS data, about things that are happening on the street, grieve it. Because that is not inside these parameters of these memos. That is outside the parameters of these memos. That they're watching you. Grieve it. And I, as the president, I'm going to get the brightest minds I've got. And we're going to put together a grievance for that. And any manager or supervisor peeps a word about what are you doing on the street and they didn't go observe you, we're grieving it. Win or lose, we're grieving it. Win or lose, we're grieving it. Because if I lose it, I've lost nothing. They're already doing it. If I win it, I win it all. And it's that fucking simple. But we are too fucking dumb at the top of this union and in our business agent's office. We're too fucking stupid and cowardly to address one of the biggest things that's ever happened to this craft. Those things I just read, like I said, that just happened. One of these happened today. And what are we doing about it? Look, I told y'all this is how it's going to be. I could feel it coming after I read this shit. After I read these things. And I'm fixing to read it to you. But it's pissed me off that I'm still dealing with stationary events and inactivity. And I will continue to deal with it because we have no opinion at the top. Just like this dumb bitch-ass president had no opinion about HIP. And I'm going to read something here. All right? Here's something that somebody sent me. This is today. My postmaster today gave a stand-up talk. We are now down to 35 minutes in the office. Fixed office time now means 23 minutes in the morning and 10 at night. My local union representative said nothing. They just sat there letting the postmaster spread misinformation. So This is just another thing that's talking about when you're talking about those metrics that we did not attack. Now, some business agents did attack the hour office time, and I do know that there are grievances coming back about the hour office time. But nationally, we did not handle that because our president, I don't know what in the fuck this motherfucker's doing. Him and Ponyboy have fucking shit the bed, man. You've got that motherfucker. Don't even get me started on Ponyboy. Fuck, this son of a bitch. When Lloyd walks into the room, he jumps up in his fucking lap like a chihuahua when you've been gone on vacation for a week, excited to see you. That's what Ponyboy does with Lloyd from labor. He just jumps up in his lap, just licking on his face and shit. This motherfucker's caved the fuck in. I'm getting off topic, but JB told me the other day, dealing with these start time grievances that we're dealing with start time grievances, that when you file a grievance on start time, management sends that to region, and then the region sends that to headquarters so that they can combat that. That's how serious they are about these start time grievances. JB called the DRT for us, and that's what the DRT said for us. Said they had a teleconference. He wasn't in it, but he had a teleconference, and that any grievance filed on start times will be sent to regional for management and then sent to headquarters so that they make sure that they got the right things in it to beat us. What have y'all heard from y'all's business agents about start time grievances? Most people talk about start time grievances are getting it off of from arbitration, where JB did that episode on there. That's where they're getting most of their arguments. What has your business agents done about start time grievances? Here's management doing it at headquarters level on things. That's how far ahead of us they are on fighting grievances. You got a president who's non-existent. This motherfucker sends out a fucking message every month about contracts that he's copied and pasted off the one he sent last month. And I blame the bitch-ass executive council for that. They could have got rid of this line, low down, sorry, worthless motherfucker, back then, but they've been kissing this motherfucker's ass. He's got the shiniest ass in history. As many ass kisses as he's got on that executive council, that motherfucker's ass is polished. Almost as bad as Lloyd's, from where Barner, that Ponyboy motherfucker, has been polishing his ass. Did I tell y'all I was going to be upset today? And all of this is nothing really. It's based off of this letter I'm fixing to read. This is what I'm telling you, I was on my route all day. I know my customers like, what in the fuck's wrong with Corey? I was out there just cussing dogs, birds, chipmunks, squirrels. Just upset. Here's another one. Said, hey, what would you file as a shop steward? Was followed into the bathroom by the supervisor and told that he was wasting time, and followed him out saying it doesn't take 2 minutes to go to the bathroom. See, all of these things are coming with this hour office time, right? All this hour office time and stationary events. This is the two biggest things that we've ever dealt with, really, as a city letter carrier craft. It's because management has gotten something there, and we have no pushback from national. So they've gotten something with these load times that they got off the memos, these stationary events that they got off the memos, this hour office time, which came out of their ass, and there's no pushback from national. There's no national templates. There's nothing. Some of the business agents are addressing it, some are not. Here they're following motherfucker in the bathroom, telling them it shouldn't take them 2 minutes to go to the bathroom. That's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. I want to read this to you. I'm almost done. Somebody sent me this today. I want y'all to listen to this. And this is sent from, I guess, somebody high up in management. Sent to his teams. This is what it says. We are leaving too many office hours on the table daily, right? We're leaving too many office hours on the table daily. We need to tighten up our four walls and get this back. With it being hot outside, no one wants to leave the cool office. Turn the AC off and drive them out. Any office not listed had 0 opportunity hours, and I thank you for that. I'm going to read this again because y'all heard me correctly. This is what we're dealing with, okay? Now, we've got a bitch-ass president. He's a coward, and he's not going to unbe a coward. He's going to be a coward for the rest of his days. That's just how he is. That's his makeup. Smart individual, chicken shit, okay? Coward. You got Barner, who's a lapdog. He's not going to do a fucking thing, right? You got James Henry, who they tried to push off to the side, took his responsibilities. He will be the next president of the NALC. You got some of the executive council lapdogs, won't do shit. You got most of these business agents, bitches. They're not going to do a damn thing. You've heard that yourself. Listen to this now. This is where we're at. And this is what makes me angry. We're fixing to get down here. We are leaving too many office hours on the table daily. We need to tighten our four walls up and get this time back. With it being hot outside, no one wants to leave the cool office. Turn the AC off and drive them out. What do y'all think about that shit? What do y'all think about that bitch motherfucker right there? Nobody wants to leave that cool office. You got motherfuckers sitting at a desk for 8 hours in the air conditioning. What do they say? No one wants to leave the cool office. That fat motherfucker wouldn't know what to do on the fucking street doing our job. But he wants to say, turn the AC off and drive them out. That motherfucker there, boy. I wish that fat motherfucker was at my station. My carriers would eat that motherfucker alive. What do y'all think about that? That's what we're dealing with on this floor. When I talk about in the trenches, on the streets, on the floor. When you don't have experience on the floor, you don't understand shit like that. When you send out letters saying it's an inconvenience, you don't understand what we're going through on these workroom floors. That's what this podcast is for. We're educating people about what's going on this workroom floor and how to beat it, right? But you have those in positions of authority who are too fucking cowardly to do a fucking thing to help us. Just like my business agent, pissing that grievance away because of Renfroe's bitch ass. Caving into that motherfucker, putting him before the city letter carrier. And that's the reason he's going to be leaving that office this next election. I will be taking his place. Because you have failed us, brother. You have failed us on this workroom floor by siding with that cowardly bitch-ass motherfucker. Anybody who's running on his ticket, you're going to lose your position. I promise you that. Anybody who gets on the ticket with that cowardly motherfucker is going to lose. And I'm glad. I hope your motherfucking ass ends up in the soup line because of what y'all done to your people. You make good damn money to do your job, and you have sold us the fuck out. This shit shouldn't be happening right here. These motherfuckers should be too scared, but they know that our business agents are too fucking cowardly to do their job. They know that because we've got a president who is a straight up punk ass bitch. And my people are suffering because of it. We are suffering because of that. Unlike anything I've ever seen in our history, we are suffering because of that. Can you imagine sending some shit out when Sombrado is president saying, with it being hot outside, now you know that that's deadly, the heat, right? With it being hot outside, should have said with it being deadly outside because that's what the heat is deadly, right? We know that for a fact. With it being hot outside, no one wants to leave the cool office. You should have said no carrier because your fat ass ain't going to leave the office. You're not leaving the office. Your bitch ass is going to sit in there and eat hot dogs and hamburgers all day in the cool air condition watching a computer screen because we let you. Because we're too fucking scared to fire your fucking ass up with a grievance. Turn the AC off and drive them out. Man. Oh, shit. Holy fuck. Turn the AC off on us. That's what they think about y'all. Remember when that AVP said, start treating us like cattle? Get them out. Get them out of the office. Get them out. Like cattle. What does this motherfucker say? Drive them out. Drive them out. You know that's a joint statement right there, right? If you get your hands on that, that's a joint statement. Making the numbers. Was he talking? We got too many office hours. Losing out on too many office hours. That's the numbers, right? We're leaving too many office hours on the table daily. That's the numbers. Making the numbers is not the excuse for the abuse of anyone. Bullying, harassing, intimidation. That's a joint statement grievance right there. Turn the AC off on them. They're not human. They're not human beings. Wait till I read you this in just a second. You're really going to get hot at this. But this stupid motherfucker, we're less than human to them, to management. When I tell you these motherfuckers who they are, that I have seen the shit that they've done. I said that way back in the ergonomics episode. I have seen the things, the depths that they will go to hurt my people. I have seen that too many times. You know what I'm talking about now. Those of you who have your head up in your own ass, you see what I'm talking about now, right? Forget Renfroe. That motherfucker's lame duck. His time is done. His time is fucking done because of the shit he's done to us and allowed to happen to us. Forget Barner. That pony boy motherfucker is gone. These business agents, they're gone. What do we do until then? Because you're going to have to deal with things like this, right? You got to deal with things like this dumbass motherfucker here saying, drive them out. Turn the AC off on them and drive them out. God. All right, I'm going to read this thing to you, and this is what got me fired up. This is a letter, or an email, and it's from Dean Petros from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this guy's in labor. I think he's DRT. Dean Petros, PA1, labor, DRT, acting. And this is an attachment that he sent out. And I hope he hears about this because I'd love for him to come on here and let's talk about things. This dumb fucker. Listen to this, folks. Listen to this thing that he sent out to other people in labor. All right? And we're going to talk about it in a second. PA1 labor notes. It's got Andy Griffith talking to Otis, talking to his son and another gentleman. Bailey's bad boy. Now here's the thing that was sent out as an attachment to everybody in labor, right? In this episode of the Andy Griffith Show, Bill Bixby plays the son of an affluent and well-known attorney, Bailey. He is speeding and driving reckless down a country road and causes a farmer to wreck his truck. Andy and Barney arrest the young man. Young Bailey is accustomed to having his father get him out of any trouble. Andy, by example of how he deals with Opie, teaches young Bailey about taking responsibility for his actions. Regarding safety, why should we care more about an employee's safety than the employee does? If a carrier wants to deliver mail without a satchel and dog spray and they get their throat ripped out by a pit bull, why should we care? If a carrier wants to ride around without a seatbelt engaged and they die, oh well, too bad. We spend millions of dollars in education training and having the equipment available for employees to work safely. We make water available. In the summer, it is hot. It is always hot. We provide water. If an employee doesn't properly hydrate, then the union wants to file a grievance against management. If an employee wants to be stupid and or careless, how is that the fault of management? The union, like young Bailey's father, tries to bail the employee out of every situation. Many employees feel they don't have to follow the rules because the union is there to protect them. It is not their intention, but the union encourages bad behavior by defending every violation. Theft, throwing away mail, and violence are these kind of employees you want to work beside? We can't cure stupidity. We can only provide consequences. I'm going to read that one more time, and then we're going to talk about it, and then I'll be done, all right? But this is what has set me off all fucking week. because this is who we are fighting against. When I talk about a cold-hearted, low-down, dishonest, sorry-ass workforce and management, this is what I'm talking about. This is how they feel about you. Okay? This is who we are going against when I say that you've got to meet these motherfuckers in the streets, man, head on. This is what I'm talking about. This is the type union we have to build in order to fight these things. Those individuals that love this fucking shit, that love to get in the fucking streets, that love to meet this kind of shit head on. That's the type of union we're going to build when we talk about building a fighting NALC. That's what we're going to build with Mr. Henry and the CLC. We're going to get back to getting these motherfuckers in the streets. Right? We're going to get back to filing grievances on these motherfuckers for every single fucking thing that they do. We're going to get back to confronting them on the workroom floor about shit like this, meeting them in the streets head to fuck on. Right? That's where we've lost our way. We've got to get back to being ruthless, cold-hearted motherfuckers. And that's where we're going. That's what we're doing. We got too many fucking chicken shits in positions of power in this union. Too many. They will be gone. We've got too many cowardly motherfuckers in positions of authority in this union. They will be gone. We have too many fucking sheep herders and not enough shepherds. They will be gone. The wolves are coming back. Listen to me. The lions are fucking coming. I'm telling you this. I know that for a fact. This shit will be met head the fuck on. I'm going to read this one more time, then we're going to talk about it. I'm going to be off of here. In this episode of Andy Griffith's show, Bill Bixby plays the son of an affluent and well-known attorney, Bailey. He is speeding and driving reckless down a country road and causes a farmer to wreck his truck. Andy and Barney arrest the young man. Young Bailey is accustomed to having his father get him out of any trouble. Andy, by example of how he deals with Opie, teaches young Bailey about taking responsibility for his actions. Now here we go. Now, this is a member of the DRT. This is what they think about you, right? Now, he's only going to see discipline things that are coming up, right? So he's generalizing us, saying many. That means more than most. So he's saying that many of us, what we do, this is what we do, right? Many of us. So here's how this guy thinks about you, and this is what he sent to other people in labor. Regarding safety. Why should we care more about employee safety than the employee does? If a carrier wants to deliver mail without a satchel and dog spray, and they get their throat ripped out by a pit bull, why should we care? What do y'all think about that? Let me read that again. Regarding safety, why should we care more about employee safety than the employee does? Now, first off, in Article 14, it says that it is management's responsibility to provide safe working conditions, right? It's the union's responsibility to cooperate with and assist management in its efforts to fulfill their responsibility. So it is management's responsibility to provide safe working conditions. That's why you should care, bitch, right there. Now, why should you care more? Well, you're the employer. I would think that you should care about your employee, but you will never care more about our safety than we do. And I'm fixing to show you why, okay? If a carrier wants to deliver mail without a satchel and dog spray and to get their throat ripped out by a pit bull, why should we care? Now, this is who you're going against now. This is labor. This is management. When I talk about I've seen the depths that they will go to hurt my people. Listen to that. Why should we care? If the carrier gets their throat ripped out, why should we care about that human being? Why should we care about another human being? When you say that, why should we care? That a human being, their life has ended because a pit bull ripped their throat out. You don't care about another human being. That's what you're saying. That's what they think about the city letter carrier craft, right? We are less than human to them. Why should I care if a city letter carrier goes out there and gets killed in the line of his duties, delivering mail? If he gets killed because he forgets his satchel and his dog spray, why should we, as an employer, Why should we care that one of our employees died? That is the Gates mindset. That's the Gates mindset. That's how they feel about us. Why should we care if you die? Put another carrier right there. Get a CCA, fill the spot. Make sure that mail gets delivered, though. Make sure they get back in time. Make sure that they're not counted as a stationary event while they're laying there dead or dying, right? That's how they feel about you. You are less than human to them. If a carrier wants to ride around without a seatbelt engaged and they die, oh well, too bad. What do y'all think about that? If they die, oh well, too bad. If they ride around with their seatbelt off and they die, oh well, too bad. Could you imagine saying that about another human being? I could not. I don't care if I hate your guts. I would never wish you to be dead. I would never wish that you get your throat ripped out or that you die while doing your job. I hate these motherfuckers in management. I despise them in management. I hate them with everything in me in management. I do not wish them dead. That would mean that I would consider someone less than human, just an animal. That's what they think about you. So when I go off like this, like I do in these episodes, when I tell you that I've seen the depths that they will go to, I have seen the depths that they will go to hurt my people. Mr. Brother Gates is a prime example, right? All too often this shit happens. What they think about you. Keep it moving, beat the heat. Getting in your ass about stationary events, especially in the heat. You are less than human, and that is what they think about you. I've got evidence of that right here. I've given evidence of that right here. Oh, well, too bad. We spend millions of dollars in education, training, and having the equipment available for employees to work safely. We make water available. In the summer, it is hot. It is always hot. We provide water. So, they provide water, right? We have millions of dollars in education. Now, we provide water. We're going to falsify HIP training nationwide. We're going to falsify all of their training for the heat, right? We're going to falsify all of that, but we're going to provide them water. Now, here's a dumb motherfucker that's going to put on something. We provide water. You falsified all of our HIP training, and you're still falsifying it, but you provide us water. It's hot. It will always be hot. You're damn right it's hot. It will always be hot. You have an obligation, and this is where the union is failing us. In management's obligations under Article 14 to protect us, one of those things is this HIP training that they have falsified on us. That is an obligation from them to us to provide that training. I don't care. I don't care that I know it's hot. It's hot outside. I'm supposed to be doing all these things because I've delivered for 32 years. You should know that it's hot. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about their obligation to us. That's where we're going to get in their ass. What is their obligation to us? Under Article 14, to provide a safe working environment. You have training that you're supposed to provide, right? They say, and a lot in the union will say, well, I don't need any training. I know that it's hot. I know how to take care of myself. Forget that shit. It's not about that. It is about their obligation to us. And what is that? To provide HIP training. When Brother Gates died, what was the first thing that management said when they came in out of the newspaper? We provided HIP training to him. If it was not important, why would that be the first thing that they said? If it was not important that they provide HIP training, why would that be the first thing they said? Because they wanted to put the blame on him and off of themselves. Why didn't they just say, well, it's hot. He's been delivering forever. It's always hot. He should know better. He should know to do these things. They didn't say that. They said, we provide HIP training, heat illness prevention training. We provide that. No, motherfucker, you falsified it. And we let you off the hook as a union because our president is a fucking idiot. That's why. And what does he say? What does he say about this podcast and those that were upset? Oh, they just want a pound of flesh. They're just wanting a pound of flesh for their brother that's dead in the street, in somebody's front yard. They're just wanting a pound of flesh. You know, we're not going to file a national level grievance. Just handle those things locally. We don't even know what a grievance would be on that. What a fucking idiot. And that pound of flesh comment should have got your ass removed. You sound like this. You sound like management. When they die, oh well, pound of flesh. Let's keep on. If an employee wants to be stupid and or careless, how is that the fault of management? The union, like young Bailey's father, tries to bail the employee out of every situation. Do you understand what the contract is? Now, you're a DRT, right? You're on the DRT. You would hope that you would know what the contract is, I would think, right? I would hope that you would understand the contract. Article 1. We've talked about this before when he says, the union, like young Bailey's father, tries to bail the employees out of every situation. If you've ever read Article 1, you dumb fucker, what does it say? NALC is the exclusive bargaining agent representing city delivery carriers. So do you know what that means? That means that what we're going to do as the agent of the city letter carrier is we're going to bail the employees out of every situation. That's our requirement under Article 1, is to bail the employees out of every situation. Do you know why? Because as their agent, that's what we're required to do. So, I hate it that you don't understand what Article 1 is. I hate it that you don't understand as the NALC, we're supposed to bail employees out of every situation. That's what we're called to do as stewards, as business agents, as executive counsel, right? Is we were charged with bailing employees out of every situation. So, read the contract, you dumb fuck. Many employees feel they don't have to follow the rules because the union is there to protect them. Show me one carrier who feels that they don't have to follow the rules because the union is there to protect them. Many employees. Now, here's a guy who sits all day looking at cases with discipline. Probably 1% of the carriers. Probably 1% he has to deal with. But since that all he has to do is sit and look at cases all day, discipline that we're having to deal with, contract cases that we're having to deal with, since all he does all day long is sit and look at that, he determines that many employees, based off of what he's seen, which is probably about 1% of the workforce, many employees feel they don't have to follow the rules because the union is there to protect them. It is not their intention, but the union encourages bad behavior by defending every violation. Now remember, listen to this and remember this, okay, because I'm fixing to get in this motherfucker's ass. It is not their intention, but the union encourages bad behavior by defending every violation. Theft, throwing away mail, and violence. Are these the kind of employees you want to work beside? Theft, throwing away mail, and violence. Let's talk about that. A while back, I had a PowerPoint from Eddie Davidson, business agent of Region 9. And he had sent this PowerPoint to the district manager, and the PowerPoint was a supervisor throwing away mail. And do you know what they did with that supervisor that threw away mail? Nothing. Nothing. No discipline whatsoever. They didn't do the first damn thing. I had arbitrations, one where a manager threatened to shoot and kill a city letter carrier. And y'all heard me questioning the district manager. I put that up on here. Where she determined that the most he would get is a letter of warning for somebody threatened to shoot and kill one of us. I had arbitrations again where a supervisor assaulted the shop steward, threw her down on the ground, bruised her arm. A letter of warning for that. I read recently here where a postmaster was caught throwing away mail, stealing mail, and the cops got him. I could go on and on and on about things that management does and get nothing. Nothing. A letter warning in lieu of a 14-day suspension. I could go on and on and on with evidence of that. of how management does their own. It is a double standard, unlike anything you'll ever see, is how they treat their own. And you got this dumbass talking about theft, throwing away mail, and violence. Are these the kind of employees you want to work beside? Motherfucker, let me tell you, you work with them every fucking day in your office. You work with the sorriest motherfuckers there are. You know why? Because they know that nothing's going to happen to them. We have Article 16, which we've bargained for, which means that y'all have to have just cause to remove us. And if you don't, we will get the employee back. If they're throwing away mail and you fail to do just cause because you're too fucking lazy to go doing the proper investigation, they will be coming back. If you have a carrier doing any sort of violence and y'all don't do your job in accordance with Article 16, they will be coming back. If a carrier is caught throwing away mail and y'all don't do your job in accordance with Article 16 and finding just cause, then they will be coming back. Do not blame the union because you dumbasses are too fucking lazy to do your fucking job. That's all I can tell you. As a union, we will find anything and everything we can to protect that carrier. Why? Because we police the contract. And Article 16 is in the contract that we both agreed upon. That's the JCAM, Joint Contract Administration Manual. Do you know what joint means? Both of us have agreed to Article 16. If you don't meet just cause, bitch, that's not my fault. That's your fault. If a carrier is throwing away mail and you find them and you do everything proper, do you know what's going to happen? More than likely, they're fired. But under Article 1, we are obligated to defend them. Do you not understand that? You sound so fucking stupid writing this. I invite you to come on here and we will debate it. Anybody that knows this dumb fucker in Pennsylvania, tell him he can come on here and we can debate this. I would love for it. I'm going to tell you this. The motherfucker's too fucking cowardly to do it. What a fucking dumb bitch-ass email you sent out with that. I'm going to read it one more time, and then I'm going to be done with this shit. I told y'all, man, I was fucking mad all fucking... Can y'all tell? Can y'all tell I've been upset? But this is the perfect example of what we're dealing with management. When people say, when you have people that get on social media and they try to justify management's actions, when you have our dumbass, bitch-ass president saying it's an inconvenience. No, motherfucker, you don't understand the issues we're having on the floor. You don't understand our fight. You don't understand our plight. That's the problem. Is you've not been here long enough on this floor to understand what we're dealing with and who we're dealing with. You deal with people in suits, man. Y'all go out to dinner and have drinks and everything. And then y'all shake each other's hands, pat each other on the back, invite them to Christmas parties. You don't understand the treachery that we deal with on this workroom floor because you're too fucking stupid and arrogant to know. I'm going to read this one more time, and I'm going to get the fuck off of here and go take a cold shower. Regarding safety, why should we care more about employee safety than the employee does? If a carrier wants to deliver mail without a satchel and dog spray and they get their throat ripped out by a pit bull, why should we care? If a carrier wants to ride around without a seatbelt engaged and they die, oh well, too bad. We spend millions of dollars in education, training, and having the equipment available for employees to work safely. We make water available. In the summer, it's hot. It is always hot. We provide water. If an employee doesn't properly hydrate, then the union wants to file a grievance against management. If an employee wants to be stupid and or careless, how is that the fault of management? The union, like young Bailey's father, tries to bail the employees out of every situation. Many employees feel they don't have to follow the rules because the union is there to protect them. It is not their intention, but the union encourages bad behavior by defending every violation. Theft, throwing away mail, and violence are these kind of employees you want to work beside? We can't cure stupidity, but we can only provide consequences. So that's what's had me riled up all week. I didn't want to wait till next week. I had to get this off of me. I've been pissed, man. I've been pissed. So hopefully that wasn't too much. I wasn't educational about it, but damn it, I had to get that off of me. I hate where I'm at right now with my union. I hate where I'm at mentally right now with my union. I do, because I want to fight. I want to get in the street with these motherfuckers and fight. That's my mindset. That's how I am. That's what I want. And that's what I want my union to do. And man, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. God, I mean, we are caving in as a union. My business agent, I don't know what in the fuck has happened to him. I mean, he's done. I mean, I'm taking his seat. That's inevitable. He's gone. We're going to get back into arbitration and firing these motherfuckers up in the grievance process. I told you. Number one, we're going to educate the carriers. We're going to educate the carriers in this region. Unlike anything else, we're going to educate the carriers. I'm going to have shop stewards that want to fight. And if your shop steward isn't fighting, I'm going to talk to them. And if they tell me that they're in bed with management, whatever, I'm going to navigate around them to protect those carriers. I will not have my carriers bullied. I will not have it. I will attack this, stationary events and stationary times. I will attack that. I'm telling you now, that's going to be, if it's still going on then, I'm attacking it. I'm addressing it. And be damned if anybody tells me not to. I wish Renfroe, if I was a business agent right now and Renfroe told me don't do it, I'd tell him to go fuck himself. I just would. I wouldn't be a bitch ass like my business agent right now. If he said, hey, don't send it up, go fuck yourself. I'm here for the city letter carrier only. I'm not here for anybody else. This podcast is for the city letter carrier only, not for anybody else. Why? Because I love the city letter carrier and nobody else. I love the city letter carrier. And when I see things like this, I get like this. Some of y'all may be turned off by it. Oh, fucking well. Oh, fucking well. Damn it. We have got to get back to fighting these motherfuckers, man. We have got to get back to fighting. And we have lost it. We have lost. And I feel for James Henry. When he becomes the president in this next election, the hole he's got to dig himself out of because of the shit this president has done. I talked about that earlier, man. They're digging the hole so fast that we can't put enough dirt in it. I mean, they're digging us in such a deep hole right now. I feel for that man. We're going to hit the ground running, though. I know him. I know his mindset. We talk often. We talk often. And that's why I call him the wolf. That dude is anxious, man, to get his carriers out of this shit. And he'll be on, though. He'll be on. And integrity. We got to have that back in the president's office. Integrity needs to be number one right now. We have none. We have lost that. It is a fucking zoo, a shit show up there right now. Give me integrity first, okay? That passion, that desire, he's got all that. I'm not concerned about that. That will to fight, the knowledge to fight, arbitration record speaks for himself. I'm not going to sit here and talk about him. But everything that I want in a president, he's got. Man, can we wait 2 years, though? God. The situation we're in right now because the shit this dumbass president has put us in. God dang. The shit that I'm reading, y'all, could y'all imagine that happening just a few years ago? These memos have opened the door for this shit, man. These stationary events came off the memos. Load times came off the memos. This hour office time they pulled out their ass. He has nothing to say about anything other than it's an inconvenience. All right, I could keep going. I'm not going to do that. Barry Weiner, if you want to come on here and talk to me about your panel's report, I've gotten things I want to talk to you about. When you say that you're not biased, I say that you are. I say that you are. I say that you made Renfroe a victim and that you tried to cast blame on others because you are not because you're biased. That's my opinion, and I'll prove that. If you want to come on here, come on here. Quit messaging me. All right, brother? I love you because of what you've done as far as an advocate and everything. Don't message me again. Come on here and let's get it done. Let's deal with it. All right? But look, I'm not scared of shit. Like I said, I'll go into any situation, win or lose. I'll go into any situation and we'll flat get it on. All right? But, I think you're biased in your report. And I think that led to what we're dealing with now. Now, you had those in the executive council that have already made up their mind before they even read the Weir report, the panel report, the rebuttal. They already had their mind made up that they're going to lick this motherfucker's ass because he's the president and because he can, I guess, give them things I don't fucking know. But they did not put the city letter carrier first. They put this cowardly bitch-ass motherfucker first, and here we are. Shit like this coming down. We got Tyler Vassar next Sunday, all right? And we're going to laugh together and love each other. Get back to kumbaya. But, man, it just ran all over me. I apologize, man, for this episode. I had to do it. I had to do it. Too much shit to talk about. And so I had to do it, man, and I apologize for all the language. But, God, dog, man, I hate where my union is at right now. I just do. Hey, I love each and every one of you, man. I do. And I'm ready to get in the streets with you. Damn it, I'm ready to get in the streets, man. And get it the fuck on. I love it in them streets, man. I love it. I love getting fucking dirty, man, with these funky-ass, low-down motherfuckers in management. Getting that grievance procedure, man, I love it. Getting that arbitration, I love it. Even though I've been blackballed, I do very little anymore. I love it because I meet them head on, like I've been saying. That's just me, and that's where I want to be. Just fight. Motherfuckers fight. Right? Anyway, I love each and every one of you. That will never change. If you and I get in an argument, I love you. If you and I are on Facebook and we're arguing, I love you. Right? Because that's just how it is, man. That's how it fucking is. Light blue, that's me. That's my people. And I'll do whatever I can to fight for you, man. Whatever I can. And we're going to get a team in place, I promise you. Y'all are going to be proud of. Y'all are going to be proud of them. We're going to get a team in place that are going to bring it back. It's going to bring it back. Old school NALC is coming back. All right. I'll talk to y'all next Sunday with Mr. Tyler Vassar. All right. Bye.